And YouTube, I know you guys are gonna fucking demonetize this video. At this point, I don't even care for that no more, because it's like, I don't even think I could escape that. This is a story time of my first time ever getting high. What is going on, everybody? YouTube, it's your boy JYC. Welcome back to another video. Okay, so for today's upload, I was going to do a reaction video, but I was like, nah, I've been spamming reaction videos for like the past couple months, you know what I mean? So today I'm gonna come to you guys with a little story time. So if you can tell by the title, this is a story time of my first time ever getting high. My first time getting high. Now, before I start this story off, I just want to say, in no way am I enabling people. You know, if you decide to smoke weed, that is totally your decision. I'm not endorsing it. I'm not telling nobody to go do that. If you do it, that is totally up to you. That is your decision. Nobody is forcing you to do anything. Nobody's telling you to go do anything. And yeah, I just felt like I should get that out the way, you know, for the younger crowd and stuff like that. But for the older crowd, this story is for you guys. And yeah, without further ado, let's get right into the story. This story is interesting. It's not really like all that crazy, but like it's kind of interesting. So yeah, let's get into it. So boom. The reason why this story is called My First Time Getting High and not the first time smoking weed is because I've smoked weed before this story, you know what I mean? Before this whole thing happened, I've smoked weed before, you know, but obviously I wasn't getting high, you know what I mean? Because why? I wasn't smoking right, which a lot of new smokers do. They don't smoke right the first time, which makes most people not get high the first time. I was one of those people who did not get high my first couple times smoking weed. My first time smoking weed was with my friends Jahai and Brian. If you guys are watching this, shout out to you guys. Yeah, they were the first people I ever smoked weed with, but sadly to say, I didn't get high. Like, I got high, but like I got contact high, you know what I mean? Because we used to like be in Jahai's friend's house. Yeah, we was in Jahai's friend's house in Brooklyn, and yeah, we was in their crib, you know, chilling, everybody smoking, everybody siphoning, and I'm smoking, but like I'm not doing it right, you know what I mean? I'm just like, you know what I mean? I'm just blowing out all the smoke, but like I'm doing it in a way that like everybody thinks I'm smoking. I'm not just like, you know what I mean? I'm like, I'm thinking that's how you do it though. I just didn't want to seem sus, so I'm like, you know, I'm taking my time with it. I see everybody else taking their time with it. So I'm like, yeah, I'm getting high, I'm lit. I wasn't getting high though, I was getting buzzed because of all the smoke in the air, you know what I mean? It was basically like a hot box. We was just in the crib, all the windows closed and shit, so it's just like a natural hot box. So it's like, it doesn't matter if you're not even smoking in that crib, you's gonna get some type of buzz. So yeah, I was more buzzed my first time, you know, a couple times smoking weed, but my first time ever actually getting high, bruh. Alright, so by this time, you know, I'm thinking, you know, I'm a weed smoker. I smoked weed before. I'm like, yeah, this shit's light. Boy, was I wrong. So this happened when I was in, I want to say 10th grade. I think, yeah, 10th grade. Yeah, 10th grade. So this happened when I was in 10th grade. So I was in school, you know what I mean? And you know, I'm chilling, we in class, you know. My class was like, in 10th grade, my class was the most littest class in the entire, like, 10th grade. At that time, we only had, like, the 9th graders, 10th graders, which was my class, the class of 2015, shout out to the class of 2015 from Hudson High School. And we had the 11th graders, because my school, at that time, this has only been its third year open. So we only had 3 grades, 11th, 10th, and 9th. So I was in the 10th, I was the second graduating class of my school. But yeah, that's besides the point. My class was the littest class in the entire 10th grade. If I had saying, I would say it was the littest class in the entire school. But yeah, I had my boy Mamadou in there. I had just mad people. But the reason why I say Mamadou is because me and Mamadou used to be like close. You know what I mean? Like, one, at that time we was both very short. Now he's taller than me, but at that time we was both like the shortest kids in the school. I'm still short, but at that time we was both the shortest kids in the school. So it was like a natural like connection type thing. Like, pause, like, but like, you know, it was just a natural connection. Like, we were both short, we're both black, and we kind of looked like each other. I don't think we really looked like each other, but you know, we're both short, black, skinny. Like, it was whatever. So yeah, and back then we both used to be into like dancing and shit. So like, me and him was like, I want to say the best dancers in the school, at least for the boys and shit. So yeah, we be chilling and shit. Mind you, again, I used to think like, you know, I'm a smoker now. You know, I've gotten high a couple times. You know, yeah, like back then at that time, I used to think I was high, but you know, it's more of like a mind thing. I thought I was high, so like I would act high, but I wasn't like really high. I was just buzzed. But yeah, back to the story. So yeah, one day I knew Mamdou smoked, and I knew a lot of kids in the school smoked. So one day for lunch, you know, we just decided to go to one of our boys' crib. He lived across the street from the school in one of the buildings. So, you know, it was close by. We wasn't even gonna be outside, you know, because at this time I'm still a new smoker, so I'm like still a little paranoid with this whole like, you know, smoking in public and all that stuff. So I'm a little paranoid at that shit. So we're inside, so that's a good thing for me. And I was like, yeah, fuck it, why not? You know, everybody chipping like $5 for the scythe. Boom, boom, boom. You know, everybody got $5, and there's a lot of blunts. I'm like, shit, it's lit. We go to our boy's crib. You know, everybody rolling. At this time, I don't know how to roll. Again, I'm a new smoker, but everybody's rolling. I'm chipping my 5. I think I'm chipping my 5. It's whatever. And niggas get to token. You know what I mean? Niggas get to smoking, and the blunt gets to me. You know what I mean? And I remember the weed that we was smoking till this day. And cause like I feel like this is the most highest I've ever been in my life. Like, we was smoking on some strawberry kush. I forgot what they rolled it in. It was either like a Dutch or some regular just papers or some shit like that. I think it was a Dutch. All I know is we were smoking on some strawberry kush. So yeah, we smoking. You know, the blunt gets to me. I'm over here like, you know what I mean? I did that, you know, took my 3 pulls, passed it. Blunt came back to me again. I did the same thing. You know what I mean? And that's when niggas looked at me like, yo, bro, what you doing? Like, you're just wasting the smoke. And I'm like, what you talking about? You know what I mean? Because at the time, I'm buzzed. Because again, we're inside, windows are closed. Like, it's basically like a hot box. I'm like, I'm high. And I'm sitting on this comfortable ass couch. I'm good. I'm chilling. I thought I was smacked. I was wrong. These niggas was like, nah, bro, you're doing it wrong. You have to inhale. When you're smoking and you take the blunt, you know, you suck in the smoke, but it just stays in your mouth. You know what I mean? You want that shit to, you gotta inhale that. So these niggas started teaching me how to inhale. Bruh. Did that. Started choking my lungs out. So I started coughing all types of crazy. I'm thinking I'm dying. Niggas is like, nah, bro, you're good. You know, like, that means that you took a good pull. I'm like, are you sure though? Like, that shit is not comfortable. They was like, nah, you're good. And plus, when you cough, you actually get more high. So I'm like, shit, whatever then. I'm doing it. And then I remember there was this one pull. There was this one exact pull that literally put me on my ass. Like, did it. I breathed that shit in, you know, inhaled it. I let it out. I started blowing, and there was no smoke coming out for like 2 seconds, and then smoke started coming out. Everybody's like, okay. He just took a fat ass pull. That was niggas was like, yo, that's a good ass pull. Like, you know it's a good pull when the smoke doesn't come out when you first start blowing that shit out. So I was like, oh yeah, I'm a smoker now. You feel me? You feel me? I'm feeling myself now. I think this is before the Millie Rock, but you feel me? I'm feeling myself now. So I'm like, yeah, it's lit, you know, we getting high. Now I actually know how to smoke. Mind you though, I'm feeling good. Like, I'm feeling regular. I felt like how I felt before. So I'm like, you know, like, shit, I've been getting high this whole time. Like, it's really nothing new. It's just this time I'm inhaling. Everything I thought I knew about the feeling of getting high was completely wrong until I stood up from the couch. And niggas told me, like, yo, bro, when you stand up, that shit gonna hit you. If it's not hitting you now, it's gonna hit you when you stand up. So I'm like, nigga, I'm good. Stand up. I'm like, oh, nah. What? That, bro, like, when I tell you I was off it, like, I was like, yo, I'm smacked. Like, everything was just slow, like slow motion, my nigga. Like, I'm sitting there looking at my hands. Like, at that time when I first started getting like high and stuff, the way I would know I was high is like around my eyes. Like, I would feel like the only way I could describe it is like a vibrating type of sensation. It's not really like it's like my eyes like throbbing, but like you just feel something like around your eyes. Like, take your finger and go like this, like lightly around your eye, like that, and you could kind of sense what I'm trying to say. But like, it's like that, but like imagine it like vibrating, like very gently. Like, it's like almost like, I don't know how to explain it, man. That's the best I can explain it. But yeah, when that starts happening to me, like, then that's when my eyes start getting low, and then, you know, I start getting red, and at that point you're high. So I'm high as fuck, yo. I am high as fuck, and it's time to go back to school. That's when I'm like, yo, they still gotta go back to school. That's crazy. So I'm like, damn, I didn't know the feeling of like being high was like this, you know what I mean? So I'm thinking like it's like how I was when I was buzzed, you know? And I was like, nigga, I could do school like that. I didn't know like feeling high was like this, you know what I mean? So I'm like, damn, like, how am I gonna get through school? I'm looking at myself and like on my phone, I can see my eyes is dumb red, my eyes are dumb low. I'm like, yo, it's a wrap for me. Like, it's a wrap for me. I'm getting in trouble. There's no fucking way I'm not gonna not get in trouble, you know what I mean? So mind you, this is all happening during our lunch period, because in my school we have outside lunch. Like, we could go outside if you want to go to McDonald's, the pizza shop, like all that, right? The park is around the corner. Like, you could do whatever you want for lunch as long as you get back on time. So yeah, so instead of getting something to eat, you know, we went to go smoke. Now we're coming back and there's a corner store right on the same block as our school. So, you know, we cross the street, we go to the corner store. I get me a bacon, egg, and cheese. I remember this shit like it was yesterday. I got me a bacon, egg, and cheese, toasted bread with ketchup and hot sauce. I put you guys on. If you don't know about that, I put y'all on, man. Listen, thank me later. Especially for the ones that are smacked right now. Go buy you a bacon, egg, and cheese, toasted bread with ketchup and hot sauce. I promise you, you're gonna be like, yo, JNYC, you the man. If you try it, if you go to the store and you buy it and you try it, comment down below and let me know that shit is slamming. I caught my bacon, egg, and cheese, and we were supposed to be back at school at like 11, I want to say 11 something, 11:45, some shit like that. I don't know. You know, niggas graduated like a couple years ago, so I don't even know anymore. We were supposed to be back at like 11 something. We got back like, I want to say like 10 minutes late, and that's when, like, I feel like my whole day would have been way better had I got back to the school on time. But no, because I got back to the school like 10 minutes late, it just, you know, it was just crazy for me. Like, my paranoia started kicking in and shit like that. So yeah, after lunch we have a period called advisory. So in my advisory, those of you that don't know what advisory is, basically like homeroom. It's mixed up with all different types of, with kids from all different grades. So we have 9th graders, 10th graders, and 11th graders in this class. And then we have one teacher, my teacher, Mr. Chung. Shout out to Mr. Chung. I don't know, I don't know if he knew I was, I don't know, I'm pretty sure he knew I was high. So yeah, I get back to the class. I get to advisory 10 minutes late. So the second I walked in the door, man, I opened the door, I opened it, walked in, I felt everybody's eyes just turn and look at me. Like, I'm pretty sure not everybody was like looking at me, but I felt like everybody's eyes was looking at me for like 10 minutes. Like, I felt mad heat coming through the door. I just felt like the aura, the straight heat of everybody just looking at me. Like, it just felt like everybody was looking at me like this. And I was like, damn. Like, I was sitting there like, yo, do they know I'm high? Like, what the fuck do I do? So I was like, you know what, let me just go take my seat. So I go take my seat, and at this time I was sitting at a table with my friend Mark, I think my friend Kevin, I think Luce was there, and I forgot who else was sitting at that table. But yeah, if I named any of you guys, shout out to you guys. So I'm sitting at the table, you know, and my boy Mark, he looks at me, he's like, yo, you smacked? And mind you, this is the first time I'm like ever like high, and it's the first time I'm ever high in school. So I'm looking at him, I'm like, yeah, yo, I'm dumb, like I'm dumb clap. Like I'm like, yo, I'm stupid smack right now. So he's like, you know, he starts laughing and shit, and in advisory he's supposed to be reading, so like it's pretty quiet, so like we're whispering and he's like laughing and stuff like that, you know. And while I'm sitting there, I still feel like everybody is looking at me. Like I feel like just mad heat is like on the back of my neck. So I'm like, you know what, I'm just gonna block everybody out except for the people sitting at my table. I'm gonna just eat my bacon, egg, and cheese. So I whip out my bacon, egg, and cheese, you know what I mean, real good, you know. I take off the aluminum foil, and then I unwrap the paper and took a bite out of that shit. Just to come to find out, I didn't fully unwrap the bacon, egg, and cheese. I was so fucking high that I took a bite out of my bacon, egg, and cheese with the paper wrapper. And it wasn't like a little piece of paper. It was a big ass bite of paper and bacon, egg, and cheese. Like, just straight paper, bread, bacon, egg, and cheese. Like, that shit was so fucking funny to me, yo. I was dying. But yeah, you know, after that, took that shit off, ate the bacon, egg, and cheese. And then that's when my boy Mark, he put me onto some shit. He was like, yo, you're high right now, I want you to listen to this. And I'm thinking like, yo, this nigga about to make me listen to his mixtape or some shit. Like, he trying to take advantage of me while I'm high? Like, that's what's going on in my head. Like, I'm so smacked that I'm thinking of conspiracy theories in the middle of class and shit. So I'm like, whatever. I'm eating my bacon, egg, and cheese. Nobody's bothering me. Like, I'm good, you know. So far, so good. I'm like, whatever. Play me that shit. He played me an instrumental, and he was like, yo, bro, when you listen to this shit's gonna boost your high. So I'm like, boost my high? Like, I'm already high as fuck as it is, because, you know, my tolerance is like at 0, you know what I mean? I'm a new smoker. So my tolerance is at 0. I'm already high as fuck. I'm already at 100. Like, I'm sitting here like, how much higher can I get? What you mean boost my high? Like, what the fuck is this, nitrous? Like, what are you talking about, boost my high? Am I going to 200%? Are my levels going over 9,000? Like, is that what you're trying to make me do? Like, what you mean? Like, are you trying to make me overdose or some shit? Like, again, thinking about all these bullshit thoughts, you know, high thoughts. So I take the headphones, and he started playing the instrumental to French Montana's Sanctuary. For all of you stoners out there, go listen to that instrumental, the Sanctuary instrumental, and you're gonna know exactly how I felt. And for those of you that already know, yeah, I know. But yo, he started playing this song, and I kid you not, I'm sitting there, I'm eating my bacon, egg, and cheese, and I'm like this, I'm listening, I'm bumping, I'm like, yo, this shit, like, it sounds like angels are talking to you. And I kid you not, bro, I'm eating my bacon, egg, and cheese, and I'm like this, getting out my seat like this. Like, I'm like slowly lifting out my seat as if God was grabbing me like this, like, come, my son. Come, like, I'm like this with a big... Bro, when I tell you that shit boosted the fuck out my high, that shit boosted the fuck out my high. I was so smacked. I was so done. I was like, yo, this is crazy. So boom, after I get through that whole episode of advisory, now I still have like 3 classes to get through to get to the end of the day. So I'm like, fuck. So usually me, I was like, you know, I don't want to say one of the most popular kids in the school, but I was one of the most known kids in the school. So I was one of those kids that, you know, in between classes, I'm chilling in the hallway, I'm cracking jokes with my friends and shit. When I tell you today, I did not have time for none of that bullshit. I went straight to class. I wasn't trying to get in trouble for shit, not trying to get caught by no principal, my teachers, all that. Because I'm the kid that was always getting in trouble for talking, for getting bad grades and shit. So I'm like, I didn't want to give any teachers any excuse to have to come up to me and talk to me and see that I'm high. So I'm like, nah, I'm going straight to class. I don't got time for this bullshit. I don't got time to be making jokes, dancing in the hallway and bullshit like that. Trying to get these girls. It's dead. All that shit is dead. I'm going straight to class. And I wish I had that mentality when I was sober, but so yeah, I get to class, I'm sitting straight in my desk, you know what I mean? I'm in my desk, got my head down, I'm cooling, I'm sitting. I remember this class like it was yesterday. This is my English class. My English class, Mr. Markowitz, if you're watching this, I'm sorry for what we did to y'all that year, but we was fucking menaces to society. My class, again, I had the most lit 10th grade class. And when you have the most lit 10th grade class, when you have the most lit class period, most likely that means your class was full of a bunch of assholes, and I was one of them. So we was just making teachers' lives living hell and shit. But when I tell you that day, I was on my best behavior. I was on my A1 best top performance behavior. But throughout the period, a lot of people coming up to me because, you know, I'm quiet, you know what I mean? So like, that's very unlikely of me. I'm usually one of the kids that's laughing, making jokes, not doing his work, goofing off. I still wasn't doing my work, but I definitely was dumb quiet. Like, I was more quiet than usual. So kids are coming up to me asking if I'm good, and then that's when I'll look up at them and they'll see I'm smacked. So from there I was like, you know what? I asked one of the girls for their sunglasses, and I just wore that for like the rest of the day. And then yeah, that's really basically it. I got through the rest of my classes smacked. I just, you know, basically stayed out of the way of teachers. I just didn't give no teachers any reason to come up to me. I wasn't talking. I was just there, quiet, out of the way. Yeah. Then after that, after school, we played basketball. I was still stupid smacked. Like, I was smacked, but like, you know, it went down a little bit. So like, maybe if I was 100% smacked, 200% if you count the Sanctuary instrumental. If I was like 100% smacked, I want to say I was about like 65% smacked at this time. After school, we went to the park. We was playing basketball. This is the first time I ever played basketball while high. And I gotta say, like, it wasn't that bad. I wouldn't do that like regularly, like play basketball high. But you know, some people can do that all day. I mean, I was still kind of sort of dogging, but you know, it's whatever. It was just me and Mamadou on teams. We was, you know, playing some random kids. And yeah, that's really basically my story. After that, we got high again after school. And yeah, that's really it. Nothing too crazy. It was just the experience of like actually getting high for the first time. And the fact that like I had school was like, hell no. So yeah, it wasn't nothing crazy or nothing. My story wasn't all that crazy. It was just very interesting. But the one thing it did for me was, that's when I noticed I wasn't one of those kids that can go to school while high, you know what I mean? Like, I know a lot of people, they like to get high before like tests and, you know, before they go to school because it helps them focus and shit like that. That's not for me. Like, I don't know, that's just not for me. I'd rather, like, I got terrible grades while sober, and I already couldn't focus on schoolwork while high. So I was like, that's dead. Like, I need to graduate somehow, some way. So yeah, that's when I noticed being high in school just wasn't for me. So yeah, from that day on, I've never came back to school high. That was my first and last day being high in school. And yeah. I hope you guys enjoyed this story. If you did, go down there, smash the like button, subscribe to your boy, and turn on post notifications so you never miss when I drop a new video. For those of you that are asking, yes, I do still smoke weed. I don't smoke too often, but I do smoke weed here and there. It's not something that I would promote to like young kids to do, you know. Really, I would, you know, if you're about like 17, 18, then that's up to you if you want to do that. I know a lot of people start while they're younger than 17, 18, but I feel like 17, 18 is the more responsible age to start smoking if you are gonna start smoking weed. Obviously 18 would be the legal, you know, ideal age in most people's minds, most, you know, corporate America's mind at least. But yeah, if you are going to smoke weed and you're gonna do it for the first time, make sure it's with somebody that you trust. And I would suggest having a place to sit, because that whole thing where you sit down, you get up, that shit was lit for me. So Yeah. And YouTube, I know you guys are gonna fucking demonetize this video. At this point, I don't even care for that no more, because it's like, I don't even think I could escape that. But yeah, man, that's my story of how I got high for the first time. If you guys enjoyed this video, go down there, smash the like button, subscribe to your boy. If you're new, if you're one of the weed smokers, join the gang, join the squad. This is the JNYC gang, JNYC squad, J Gang J Squad. We welcome all types of people from all walks of lives into the channel. So yeah, join the gang, join the squad. It's lit on this side. As always, the link to the Yeezy giveaway is down below. Giving away a free pair of Yeezys with Jalen Harris. He's another YouTuber. Go subscribe to us. When we both hit 10K, the Yeezys will be given out. Enter it down below in the link. And my merch link is also down below. So go support your boy. Go cop some JNYC merch. You feel me? Gang, gang, gang. By you guys copying merch is gonna help me be able to push out more content for you guys, get a better quality camera, you know, just better things to make my videos way more lit for you guys. So yeah, if you guys want to see more lit videos, cop some merch, help your boy out, support your boy. And yeah, all my social media links are down below. Follow me on Instagram at officialJNYC, Twitter Real Jordy Cherry, and Snapchat and Spotty on Deck. I'm gonna see you guys in the next video. Stoners hit me up in Georgia, in Atlanta. And as always, it's your boy JNYC. I'm gonna see you guys in the next video. Stay cozy, my friends. Peace.